Hello, everyone. We are back. Let me know if you can hear me and see me good. I'll begin introductions while I wait for that. I am Aurora. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing. That is the stories of the galactic history of the universes through past life regression. You can find that playlist there under my YouTube channel where we get to share people's stories from the universes. It is such an honor to be here with you once more. Thank you. This will be a short clip talking about what are the Raw Collective. Who are they? Okay. Now you all know that basically I channel the Raw Collective, and I think it was really beautiful. They asked me recently, let's make a video about who they actually are. So I'm waiting to hear from you guys, making sure you can hear me. So it was important to them that can you see you? Good, thank you, Ashley. Now it was really important to them. I tell you this much, and the the phoenix within me gets a little bit heated at this, because the Raw Collective, there's so much distortion within it. There's so much distortion with whoever channels them, whoever talks about them. It's like this. Okay, so we've been programmed to this elite type of programming that, we think, oh, can this person, oh, this person can do this person can do that, oh, this collective or this alien race, like we've been programmed to put people and collectives in pedestals. First of all, they want to tell you, do not put them on pedestals. If there is anyone who is channeling, whether it's through written form or communications, and you are feeling a vibration of a pedestal that they are better than others, that they are, perhaps judgmental, like religion and so on, that is absolutely not them from the Raw Collective. They are not channeling them. They want to make that very clear. They are channeling a negative, perhaps collective entities of some kind of negative polarized being. So when you are channeling and you are connecting to the Raw, you should be able to feel when you are listening or reading from them, is you should be able to feel this infinite love. If you are not feeling infinite love from the Raw, that is not them talking. Okay? Let's clarify that right now. The other thing is that we have people who with thousands and thousands of followers that have made it seem like this whole stories upon the Raw, that they are like they choose only specific people that they talk to, and if you talk to them, you're perhaps you're privileged to talk to them. That is ridiculous. Such distortion and negative infringement through that. Nope, not correct. The Raw Collective are within us all. We are the Raw Collective. Okay? The law of one, they even explained the law of one of the books, is that they became distorted at some point in view, in some form or way, because one, the vibration was not high enough then, though we commend these beautiful beings who were able to write these wisdoms and knowledge from beyond the stars. We still need to be very heart discerning, and no matter whatever it is that we're listening to and reading. So they said many things like that were in there, like harvesting our souls. One, no, that is not the way that they meant for it to come across. First of all, the negative polarized entities are looking to harvest our light and our souls. So there's different forms of harvesting. Okay, so they talk about in a positive way. And even then, like there's so much distortion within the harvesting, it's like almost like they would like to go back and erase harvesting off their law of one books, but they can't. So harvesting in a sense where when we create, we're creating wheat, we plant wheat, and then it grows, and then this every single, say for example, every single piece of wheat is a soul. So then we basically harvest the wheat to help it raise its vibration to go to the next schooling or level or grade level, which would be, the fifth dimension out from this 3D, 4D. Okay, so that's a form of harvesting where we basically are grouping souls and we're helping them harvest each other, harvest in unity, oneness, and then lift into a higher dimension. So I think they would like to definitely change that word completely. That's one thing that they want to clarify. And then specifically, once more, what we talked about. Everyone can talk to the Raw Collective, and this is why. The Raw Collective is the universal soul of this construct. It is all the races, all the benevolent races working in unity, working together. A bit like, say, Star Wars. There's what is the Republic, and then there's the Resistance, maybe? Or is that Terminator? Probably Terminator. Anyways, you know what I'm talking about. So it's like that. All the benevolent beings working together of all multitude of races. And that's including multitude of races of the 88 constellations that we are aware of and the infinity. Because as the Ra speaks, we are infinity, they are infinity. We are the infinity of life. Okay? Now, then going into, so then they do like to show themselves in forms of like Elohim, seraphim, angelic forms, as well as blue avian, those type of forms. But the truth is that it's a multitude of races, feline races, humanoids, blue avian races, bird-like, and there isn't just blue avian. There's just like there is the races of birds in our skies, there is an infinity of bird humanoid races in creation. So understanding the vastness to this. Feline, we talk about feline races, crystalline races. There's races that I can't even, there's not even a word for me to even try to express to you. Star races, dragon races, magical being races of all sorts, unicorn races. So all these different races are working together. If it has consciousness, if it has life, and it is a benevolence, it is working together within the Raw Collective. So when we channel the Raw Collective, when I specifically channel the Raw Collective, I feel them in their elder points of view. So we talked about the Council of 12, Council of 12, 13, Council of 12, where the Council of 12 was the first 12 seraphim angelic races that were created. And, similar to the Bible, which the Bible says, though of course the Bible is infringed upon, but, that part is correct as much as possible there, where Source created the angels. So they are the first creation of the universe. So those are the seraphim 12. Okay, then these 12 basically is who I connect to when I'm speaking for the Raw Collective, because basically what the 12 did is that they went through and they started creating races. They started creating 12 galactic constructs. The 12 galactic constructs, I recommend this book. You guys have heard me talk about him before, and I also have a video with him, Todd Divini, Expansion for Ascending Consciousness. This is a beautiful book for those of you who are looking for a scientific point of view. I speak of it in a spiritual, loving point of view, and he speaks of it in a scientific. Of course, there's love in what he teaches as well, but more of in a scientific expansion of your consciousness point of view. It's a series. We're all waiting for the next one. That's the first one there. That starts, he explains of the 12 galactic constructs as well in a scientific point of view. Okay. So then what they did is that together they started then creating life itself. They went through and they created races together through the 12 constructs. And then when life started creating, then what happened was that we became multidimensional. Life itself continued to blossom, birth, rebirth from one another, expand from one another. It was such a beautiful creational flow. Okay, with that, different councils started forming. Galactic councils that oversee each galactic construct, as well as at this point each constellation and galaxy. And then there's councils also within planetary spheres. So this is infinite. Okay. Um, and then the different rays of, say, the rainbow. When we look at the rainbow, those are the different rays, but also there's an infinity of colors that are also connected to the multifacets of where we are. We're looking at it in a spectrum, a spectrum of viewing time, like a kaleidoscope is the easiest way. So when you connect to the raw and the galactics, as we call them, it's like you're connecting to a kaleidoscope type of energy. Beautiful. And it's, when you look at a kaleidoscope, it's never ending infinity interchanging. And when you twist it, it change, you're changing the dial. Perhaps you could say the dial from dimension to dimension. It shifts and it changes. That is the easiest way I can explain to you when you're connecting to them. So you could connect to them not in a 12 elder council kind of way that I do. You can connect to them also through an individual consciousness. So you can connect to Thoth, which is we have Archangel Thoth, Archangel Raziel. And then we had Anubis, another raw benevolent guide. You can see the channeling of Raziel and Ragiel for both of those if you want to figure out more of who they are and the roles that they play. You can find that playlist under 13 Keys Archangel Star. Okay, so you know Isis, another Ra. Ra itself is similar to, you could say, sun god, but it's more like a collective, not the sun itself, but door the sun connects to it is a bridge to them. It is source in a flame etheric infinite energy that then materialized itself into a consciousness here within the 13 dimensions and below. Okay. Now, when we talked about the 13th dimension being the bridge to the infinity of the other dimensions, because we're just in one construct right now. We're in the lowest construct. And then as our souls evolve, we bridge out of the 13th dimension and then blossom and expand further through the universes and the dimensions, each universe having a different galactic construct, a different consistency, and each dimension having a different vibratory match of whatever life it's to retain itself. Okay. So if you want to get more information about this, we have the Isis Priestess course, which we're going to go into that, the third month of a 6-month course. We're going to go into the angelics and creation. So what, and the 13 elders, and their specifics and their roles and what they oversee and how you can connect to them sacredly, safely, through sacred, pure alchemy, symbols, energies, all of that. We teach basics before you start connecting. Okay. So going back to the Ra. So they could be seen as, we are all Ra. We all have a Ra name. We all have a Ra crown. What type of crown do you have? What is a crown? A crown is, okay, so let's think about that. So a crown is, you all watch Four Raw Guardians Heal 1,000 Entities. If you haven't watched that, again, you can find it in my playlist, or a regression or a hypnosis. So they went in and she was a bird type of humanoid, and then she had a crown. And then what they explained was that the Ra was able to connect through that crown. So our crown is extremely important. Same reason why we've really been working with this COVID, they first started calling off Corona, which was, Corona is basically crown. So we have to work within our crown energies right now and bring forth the organic soul blueprint of our Ra crown, and we have to activate it. And when we activate our Ra crown, we activate furthermore our DNA structure, our soul's blueprints, activations, divine integrations only given by our higher selves and guides. We do this, and it brings forth basically your crown is your cosmic gateway to the infinity, right? Of the energies. It's your connection to the beyond, to your to higher self, the higher self aspect that is one with source, where you can contain and attain and remembrance of soul through the vastness that we are able to within this dimension. Okay. There's so much to talk about that. Let me see. So the crown can have crystals within it, colors within it, alchemical symbols within it that will be intertwined within the crown. Most of the time it would be a gold type of crown, but everyone's multi-dimensional. Therefore, it could be a silverish type of crown. It could be a copper type of crown. What color is it? A green crown. So you go with whatever feels right for you. And then it starts activating your raw name, your raw soul. Who are you? Because we're all here, benevolent beings. We volunteer to help the souls that had become stuck here in this construct. The raw also traveled not just here, they also traveled through the universe. They could be seen kind of like the guardians of the galaxy. Just to say this, the superheroes of the universes. Another way is that when we were priests and priestesses in Atlantis, I don't remember who talks about this. Oh, I think yes, there is some kind of communication I heard. Oh yes, through Magenta Pixie, which I don't listen to many people. Well, I don't listen to anyone really because they don't allow me to, because it distorts my channeling. So it's important for me to be at the purest information of me. But from time to time, they'll have me listen to clips. And I believe she talked about in Atlantis how we might have been her. I don't know. It all becomes all into one. But we talked about basically how priests and priestesses, we've fractalized ourselves and then we're back here in the now. We've also talked about this through our past channelings and sessions. So Ra itself, going back to Ra is this etheric infinite flame, a type of energy. And we're all daughters of the flame, sons of the flame in some form. Because in the beginning, when source itself fractalized itself, it was an etheric infinite flame. Therefore, though some of us might, for example, like if you were born, say perhaps a Pisces, and you connect more to the water, that form of you perhaps the strongest within you. So, but at some point in time, we're all connected to the dragon energy, the seraphim energy of creation. And that's where you see the Ra, the multitude of races of Ra. Let's see what else. Ra itself is the collective consciousness of the Divine Mother and the Divine Father intertwined together, working in a unity type of energy. Okay, we have about 9 minutes left here. So let me answer some questions here for you all. That's who we channel, the Ra Collective. And in no sense do they want to be labeled as elite, separation, pedestals. Never. Okay. Let's see these questions. Is this the same collective channeled in the download of the Book of Law of One? Yes, it is. But again, not all of it could have been them completely. It could have been negative polarized entities, just like they speak of awareness in the book, sometimes infringing upon information that was channeled through that. Which copy of Law of One was infringed upon? The first one was probably the clearest. From there on, there seems to be distortion that continues to go further and further. Though clarifying that there is going to be positive, organic information, just be, conscious of it. For example, how they said that Yeshua was what did they say? He accidentally killed his best friend. That's ridiculous. Yeshua would never do that. First of all, he was of the scenes. The scenes honored all life, whether it was a tiny bug flying in the skies in a leaf, whether it was an ant, whether it was a bigger life. That was infringed upon directly by archons. I'll tell you that one right there. He was a beautiful soul. You can watch those channelings about that, where I channeled Mother Mary and I channeled Yeshua several times, and then also Mary Magdalene, where they talk about him. And he didn't have that in his construct. That is a complete false light information. Even talking about like what they did to Yeshua and his crown, since we're talking about crowns, what they did is that they put that thorn crown and stabbing him. That creates in the collective of the Christ consciousness, it creates a negative polarized infringement and pain and trauma of blood and harm being done to our crown. So we need to recognize these different things and find them and transmute them. And once we become basically aware of them, then we're able to transmute and heal them. It's not until they become into our awareness that then we continue to be fooled, you can say, in the inverted matrix. Let's see what else here. Are they also known as a universal collective? Yes, I was told by a psychic when I asked if his angel guide was of Ra. Yes. Ra gave us the law of one. Would Ra be the overseer of the overseer of the overseer of the galaxy? Yes, we talked about that. Yeah. And then there's different forms of Ra. Because remember how we talked about how creation is like a kaleidoscope? You're viewing two different spectrums. So they might be in this universe, they might be completely different in another universe. Creation is it's mind-boggling. It's hard to grasp. What is the purpose of the dog man? Are you talking about Anubis? It is ancient, and I know. I think you're talking about Anubis. The dog man, let's call him Anubis. He basically is a gatekeeper, one of the gatekeepers to the fifth, the Akashic, and then beyond to the fifth dimension. Yeah. He's just like you could see, like, you know how dogs are protectors, and they're beautiful, their unconditional love, their loyalty, their protection for us. They're protecting us all day long. So Anubis is like that, like a great guardian of protection. And then each one of these benevolent beings that we channel through the Ra guardians basically has a ray and a legion with them. So for example, Anubis has a legion of canine type of races, though also being cautious though, because for example, canine races, not all of them are positive. Some of them could be negative. So then just being extremely heart discerning with that. I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. If not, I'll keep talking for a couple minutes that we have left. Question: which archangel is in charge of the construct that we reside in, aka the lowest? There's not a specific archangel. It's everyone. Everyone is. Which archangel is in charge? Yeah, everyone works together. Yeah, that's the easiest way to answer that. Let me see if there's any other questions. Don't see any more added. So then I'm just going to then keep talking. Okay. All right. So then understanding again, we will conclude this with the raw is you, the raw are us. The raw is in every part of us. And they are also the overseers of who, for example, help create this once divine organic matrix within the pyramids that we talked about, where we had Osiris talk about the pyramids, 144 main beacon pyramids. However, there's a lot more than that that are energetically consisting our construct together. Highly recommend for you to watch Archangel Osiris channeling and A.U.R.A, Galactic Guardian channeling, because you could understand the raw further there, because they're both from the raw, as we all are from the raw. Let's see. Yes, that is all that we have to share for today. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having such a strong heart to understand that we need to end with this elite programming of thinking that individuals or collectives are over another race. That is inaccurate. Often you might hear like, oh, a channeled information, and it says the Pleiadians are now in charge of the ascension of Earth. Whew. No benevolent being would ever say that. We're all working together in a unity consciousness, as individualized consciousness, and also as a unity consciousness. We're working together in oneness. Remember this within yourself, and why it is that you volunteered and what the mission is. Do not allow yourself to continue to be distorted and distracted from the actual truths of the infinity of creation. For we are all love. We are all created from love. Remember the love. You are love. I love you with all that I am. I will see you next time, next Friday, 1 p.m. Central Time. We are here. You can support these videos through Patreon, Rising Phoenix Aurora, as well as through my website, risingphoenixaurora.com. And we have a retreat coming up in New Orleans. Love to see you there, where we're certifying you to do aura hypnosis and raw. Love you. Thank you. Respect you. I will see you all next time.